Late at night in the Bronx, Vivian goes to a salon for a nail job. She tells Becky, the nail lady, that she had to move because her old place was taken. Becky sighs. People here are selling shops too. She even sold hers. As Vivian leaves, Frank Polidori walks in. He's buying the salon. While he and Becky talk, a dark figure sneaks up behind her. It touches her shoulder. She turns and sees a vampire. She screams, but it's too late. The next morning, Miguel, a teen, rides his bike. His neighbor Gloria live streams, saying people are disappearing. Miguel stops at the bodega, where Tony, the owner, doubts the party will help. But Miguel won't give up. Outside, Miguel meets his friend Bobby. They see 3 older girls, including Miguel's crush Rita. Bobby lies, saying he planned the party, and promises them VIP passes. Miguel plays along, saying they'll get passes if they help raise money. While hanging posters, they see Becky's salon closed. They hear a growl inside. As they peek, Gloria jumps out, scaring them. She films their reaction, and they use the moment to promote the party. That night, Miguel and Bobby meet their friend Louis, who moved away months ago. They chat until their principal, Father Jackson, scolds Louis for his bad company. Miguel tells Louis that Bobby got kicked out of school. Near the park, a gang drives by. The leader, Henny, asks Bobby if he's in. Nervous, Bobby says, "Not now." Slim, another gang member, eyes Louis' sneakers. Henny tells him to drop it, and they leave. Miguel asks Bobby what's going on, but Bobby avoids a question. They meet Vivian, who says she just moved in. Miguel invites her to the party, and she asks for extra flyers. After she leaves, Louis feels uneasy and says she seems strange, but the others laugh it off. As they walk by the courthouse, Miguel stops and puts a flyer on the sign. He hears a noise and looks up. A man is staring at him. Another man steps out, whistling a creepy tune. Miguel quickly rides away. On the way, he crashes into Slim. Angry, Slim chases him. Miguel escapes into a parking garage. As Slim catches his breath, he hears the eerie whistle. A pale man with long hair walks toward him. Slim pulls a gun, but the man grins. His face changes, turning into something monstrous. Before Slim can react, the man bites his neck and lifts him off the ground. Miguel watches in shock. Scared, he jumps on his bike and races away. The vampire hears the bike and growls. Miguel doesn't stop until he crashes into the bodega, out of breath. He tells Tony, Bobby, and Louis what he saw. A man bit Slim and floated. Just then, the doorbell rings. It's the vampire. The boys panic and hide as Tony, not knowing the danger, greets him. The vampire slowly walks around the store, looking for something. After a moment, he leaves. Miguel, still shaking, realizes something weird. In the store's mirror, the vampire had no reflection. Vampires are in the Bronx. To prove it, Miguel takes his friends back to the parking garage. But Slim's body is gone. Tony sighs, saying people go missing all the time here. No one will care if Slim is gone. Meanwhile, at the courthouse, Frank Polidori stuffed Slim's body into a car trunk. The vampire Miguel saw is there, along with 3 other men. One of them, Marcus, worries about their leader, but Frank is upset. They were supposed to stay hidden. The next day, Gloria is live streaming again. More shops are closing. At home, Miguel's mom scolds him for being out late. Tony told her everything, including the crazy vampire story. She doesn't believe him. Later, Miguel, Bobby, and Louis watch Blade, a vampire movie, at the bodega. Miguel asks Louis what he knows about vampires. Louis explains. Vampires drink blood, sunlight burns them. They sleep in darkness, and they live in groups called nests. Silver or wooden stakes can kill them. Holy water boils when vampires are near. Most importantly, vampires can't enter a place unless invited. The boys decide to check out Murnau Properties. At the office, Miguel asks for a meeting. The receptionist lowers the blinds, making the room dark. Frank appears smiling and invites him in. Miguel asks for a sponsor for the block party. Frank surprises them by offering $3,000. Then he says something chilling. This place is forgotten, and no one would notice if people disappeared. Before they can react, Louis faints. While Frank is distracted, Bobby quietly steals a pouch from his desk. Just then, Vivian walks in. She recognizes the boys and greets them warmly. They quickly thank Frank and leave. At Bobby's house, they open the pouch and find a flash drive. Inside are blueprints for vampire nests hidden all over the Bronx. Louis wants to go to the police, but Miguel says they need better proof. Digging through the pouch, he finds a brass key with a skull on it. Suddenly, Bobby gets a notification. Gloria is live streaming. She shows workers carrying wooden boxes into the courthouse. The boys realize something shocking. Those boxes are actually coffins. It's a vampire nest. To prove it, they break into the courthouse. In the dark basement, they find 4 coffins and a locked chest. Miguel records everything on his phone. He slowly opens a coffin and sees the vampire that attacked Slim. Suddenly, Bobby's phone rings. The vampire wakes up. The boys slam the coffin shut and run, but the other vampires wake up and chase them. Just as they reach the door, sunlight pours in. The vampires stop, hissing. The boys escape, but cops catch them. The police take them to Murnau Properties, where Frank, the boss, might press charges. Their parents come, and Miguel plays his video to prove vampires are real. But when the video reaches the part where the coffin was opened, it's empty. The crowd laughs. Then, Rita reminds them that vampires don't show up in videos. Miguel reveals Murnau Properties is making vampire nests and pulls out a stolen pouch. But just then, Frank appears in daylight. The police return Frank's stolen files and let the boys go. Later, Frank checks his pouch. Something is missing, the brass key. Miguel still has it. That night, Frank tells gang leader Henny to cause trouble so people will sell their homes. Meanwhile, Louis calls Miguel with a discovery. Frank isn't a vampire. He's a familiar, a human who protects vampires. The boys plan to meet at church. Henny tries to get Bobby to help, but Bobby refuses. At church, Miguel and Louis secretly take holy wafers and fill bottles with holy water. Meanwhile, at the bodega, Tony sees something scary. Vivian's reflection is missing in the security monitor. She's a vampire. The lights go out. Tony grabs a bat, but Vivian attacks and bites him. Miguel and Louis sneak out of church but run into Rita. They tell her the truth, and she agrees to help. They reach Tony's store. It's closed, windows covered. Something is wrong. Bobby catches up with them. Inside, the store is wrecked and Tony is missing. Miguel is heartbroken. Outside, Henny and his gang arrive. The kids try to run but get trapped between the gang and the vampires. Vivian shows up, pretending to help, but Bobby notices her injured hand. Miguel tests holy water. It boils. Vivian is a vampire. She demands the key and threatens Miguel. He throws holy water at her, burning her. She flees, but they are still in danger. The next morning, the boys grab weapons, stakes, garlic, and holy water balloons. Rita joins them. At the courthouse, they find a hidden vampire nest. Miguel stakes one vampire. Bobby throws holy water on another, and they burn away. Vivian arrives. The boys run, but Louis tricks a vampire and kills it. Vivian captures Bobby, trying to turn him into a vampire. Miguel rushes in and stabs her with Tony's bat. She burns away. They win. Everyone celebrates with a big block party, and the movie ends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.